not every message is meant for you. What does that mean? Well, the idea is as follows. You have, I mean, all sorts of things that I discuss or other people discuss, or, you know, whatever it might be. Some people say, follow your dreams. You should do whatever you like and turn that into a job. Other people say, listen, you should go to a relatively sizable company, work there for whatever many years, try to go up the ladder, try to learn a skill that is going to be worth something or a lot of value in the marketplace. And you should live like that. And I think, number one, we get confused. The reason why we get confused is because, well, turns out the modern life is actually very complicated and complex. And there's a lot of different intricate systems at play that just exist. So you just sort of have to slot in at least a little bit. But one idea is that, so the way that I think about it is I sort of have like an angel and a devil on my shoulder sometimes. And I don't know which one is which. So one of them would be Gary V. That's like, listen, from like 20 to mid 30s to 40s, it doesn't really matter. Specifically in your 20s, you should go, that's what he says, you should go completely unpractical and completely just do whatever. If you want to try to sing, go and sing. If you want to paint, just do whatever you want. And, well, basically might want to pursue in terms of a dream. And then on the other shoulder, like I said, I don't know which one is the devil and which one is the angel here in this case. But on the other hand, there's Scott Galloway, also highly suggested to listen to him. He has has some really interesting takes on everything. But the idea is that he says, no, what you should do is, if you wanted to go into any creative domain, right, be it acting, writing, singing, things like that, you need to be in like the top 1% or top 0.5% to even like earn a living. Right? So I think that's fair. It's a fair thing to keep in mind, but it really depends on sort of, I don't know, it depends on where you want to go, because I sometimes be like, yeah, I sort of agree with Gary. Sometimes I agree with Scott a little bit more, even though I think I did more of the way that Gary V suggests. But yeah. And how does that relate back to not every message is meant for you? That's sort of the dichotomy, right? You have people who tell you this, to do X, to do, hustle, just be like, listen, never go out and do only work the entire, like, all day long and just go crazy, be on your grind set and that's it. And I think that can be valuable for some people, but I also think a lot of those people know that that's what they should be doing. So the way that I wrote this down in my own notes was when they said you should slow down, right? Because sometimes people say, oh, you're going, grinding too much, you're working too much, right? When they say you should slow down, I was unaware that, I was unaware that they did not understand what I was. Because going 200 miles an hour is fast for a car. But when you realize that you're a rocket, 200 miles an hour won't even get you off the ground. So that's an interesting conundrum. So this is also where a bit of self-reflection is needed. Because you should not necessarily conform to the idea that other people have of you, but also that you have of yourself. Now, there's going to be a little bit of play between the two, one way or the other. It's impossible, because you are unable to completely separate yourself from, from the smallest grouping, right? Family, friends, community, culture, and you go up the chain, right? Nations, and so on and so forth. Time you live in right now, right? If you took someone from 1,000 years ago and you plop them into here, yes, in terms of like biology, they would be pretty much the same. Let's just disregard anything to do with viruses and stuff, because they would probably get sick very fast. But regardless of that, let's say the just in terms of the culture, they would have a severe culture shock, because it's so different. Like, things have changed so much in that time, and so there's always going to be an interplay between sort of your quote-unquote authentic self versus how you're a little bit shaped by the world. And it's fine that the world shapes you a little bit. Just don't shave off so much that you don't even recognize yourself. That's sort of one of the things as well that's quite important here with that. And yeah, to get it back one more time, not every message is meant for you. This could also relate to, you shouldn't listen to everything, like to everything, basically. What does that mean? Well, when you listen to positivity, you will probably be a little bit more positive. If you listen to negativity, you will probably be a little bit more negative. So I've made a quote myself: whatever you find your mind, or whatever you feed your mind, thus it will become. If you feed it poison, don't wonder where you're being toxic. You know, this applies to, let's say, online discussion too. And that's one of the things I really like. The biggest suggestion, the best suggestion that I can do, probably just get off of Twitter. Like, it's just, or you actually have to very carefully make sure that you only see the positives there. And you have more, what would you say? You have more power over your algorithm than you think, okay? If you are like, I don't like my shorts algorithm or your TikTok algorithm or whatever, then you literally just go in and you search for anything that's positive. Positivity, quotes of the day, wisdom, and you literally go to the search bar and you search it there, and you go into those and you like them, you watch them entirely through, and maybe you even leave a comment, right? And you do that 100 times, there's only going to be positivity. Now, if your subconscious lets the negativity seep back in, because that's what you tend to watch on the shorts, maybe it's not the shorts that are negative, maybe it's something inside of you. Think about that as well, because I think at this point, and this is I think the scary thing that a lot of people they probably don't even want to realize. The algorithms are so good, they know more about you than you know about yourself. So if you get, weird content on there, and then you must be watching it in some degree. So maybe it would behoove you, let's say, to look inward a little bit and just see if you can't find, okay, maybe there's something here that I could fix first in my own sort of life, and then maybe the algorithms are going to change too. Or you can do it the other way around. You change the algorithm and hope that it also changes something within you. Yeah, so that's also one thing that could be interesting. It could be an interesting thing to think about, because it is usually a reflection. The algorithms, sometimes even more than real life. I think real life is also a reflection of how you come at real life, right? Real life comes at you, how you come at it. Because if you go outside and you have a frown on your face, or you look pissed all the time, people are probably going to reflect that back to you. But if you go out with a smile, it's sunny outside, it's like, what a day, absolutely amazing. You go out, bam, you get something like that back. Usually, not always the case, obviously, but it can happen. And I think that it's going to happen even more on the feeds, on the algorithms, because, like I said, they know so much more about you at this point. I don't even know how much data they feed. Like, let's say Facebook is almost in every single page, right? So even if you read a news article or something like that, it's going to be able to read or know what you read. It's crazy stuff. So I don't even know how much data they feed it. And with that data, they know so much. I always remember the idea about the shoppers at Walmart, where the algorithm detected that a girl was pregnant before she knew, and the dad was super pissed because it was the 16-year-old girl, and she got pregnancy stuff, and because an algorithm detected what she was buying. Absolutely insane. But yeah, keep that in mind, and not every message is meant for you, and that's okay. And Have a beautiful day.